Hi everyone. So in this video we will discuss about gene editing, and it is very important for prelims 2024. Without any further delay, what is gene editing? It is a kind of transforming technology because it has the power to transform various aspects of our life, right from the medicine to agriculture. It can have far-reaching impacts. So there are new possibilities that scientists are looking with time, and there are so many researches that is happening. It is nothing but an specialized a specialized enzyme known as nucleases are used to cut the DNA at a specific sequence, allowing for the insertion, deletion, or replacement of genetic material. So this is gene editing. Now what happens is there is a repair mechanism inside a cell which is natural. Now the process can be exploited to introduce the desired changes either by repairing the break in a specific way or by using the cell's own recombination machinery. Okay, there can be targeted modification, and it involves uh, so many techniques. One such technique which was asked by UPSC as well was CRISPR Cas9. You know, this is a kind of a Caesar, enzyme Caesar, which is utilized. Why it is utilized, we will see in the lecture with time. Okay, it allows scientists to target and modify specific genes or DNA sequences with unprecedented accuracy. That is why it is used more than any other method. It can revolutionize medicine because it can be used to treat genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia or muscular dystrophy. It can be also utilized in cancer and immune therapies, to target the cancer cells and eliminate them. And this includes modifying the T cells to enhance their cancer fighting capabilities. On this also UPSC has asked question. And the third is precision diagnostic, diagnosing the disease with extreme precision. Nowadays, the diagnosis of cancer etc. happens at a much later stage, and people's lives could not be saved. So this will also enhance by identifying specific genetic signatures. Healthcare providers can tailor interventions to the individual's unique genetic profile. It can transform agriculture. How? Now, you all know genetically modified crops. What is genetically modified crops? The desired attribute that you want in a specific crop, you can insert that using this genetic gene editing technique. Like, for example, if you want your brinjal to be pest and disease resistance, so you can utilize gene editing. You want your wheat to be having improved nutrition value. You want them to have more vitamin A. You want them to have more iron. Okay, or you want to increase productivity of a certain crop, or you want to have a sustainable agriculture to, like, it should be more adaptable to changing environmental condition. For all of these, gene editing is extremely important. There are some ethical considerations in gene editing as well. First is, what if some unintended consequences happen because it is still at a baby stage. Second is equity and access. Can it be accessed by a person from humble background, or by the underdeveloped countries? It can have a it can lead to genetic discrimination as well, which can violate individual rights. There have been the issues of racism all around the world. What would be the societal implication of it? All of these are in debate. Now, why CRISPR is so important than any other method? First is its precision. It is extremely precise, and it allows scientists to target and modify specific DNA sequences with unprecedented accuracy. It is also very versatile. It can remove, add, or alter genetic material, making it a highly versatile tool. Third is it is highly efficient, and it is highly efficient because it is faster, cost effective, and it accelerates research and development. And it has a lot of potential in the utilization in medicine, agriculture, and beyond. there have been talks worldwide about regulating gene editing. So many regulatory bodies and policymakers around the world are working to establish robust frameworks for the governance and oversight of gene editing technology. There have been evolving safety protocols and public engagement also happening in developed countries. The future of gene editing, future, as I told you, in medicine it can bring revolution. In agriculture it can enhance crop resilience. In biotechnology it can be utilized to have desired traits such as enhanced productivity or environmental adaptability. It can also be utilized in environmental conservation. To handle challenges like invasive species, habitat restoration, climate change mitigation. So if a question comes and it talks about the following applications of gene editing, mark it all correct. It can be utilized for environmental conservation, biotechnology, agriculture, and medicine. Hope this lecture was helpful for you. Take care. Best wishes. Hi everyone, this is Aditya. Today we will discuss about mitochondrial replacement therapy. This topic is extremely important because it was covered by the Hindu Sunday edition, as well as UPSC has asked question on this topic. So it is extremely important for Prelims 2024. Now, first of all, we will understand what is mitochondria. Mitochondria is called as powerhouse of cell, and the reason is that it generates ATP through cellular respiration, in which it converts nutrients into usable energy. That is why it is called as powerhouse. It is found in eukaryotic cells. There are two types of cell: prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Mitochondrial diseases, it includes organ failure, muscle wasting, brain damage. Now, what happens is the mother's mitochondria gets transferred to offspring. The father's mitochondria gets destroyed after the fertilization process. That is why, to replace the faulty mitochondria to get transferred to next generation, to offspring, there is a methodology which is called as mitochondrial replacement therapy, in which what will happen is there will be a donor egg in which genetic material will be extracted. There will be embryonic creation, and donor mitochondria will be combined with the parent's DNA. Okay, and then it will be implanted into the uterus. Okay, that modified embryo, uh, which will be generated through this process, will be placed in the uterus. Now, through this method, several genetic diseases can be treated, like like syndrome or Kearns-Sayre syndrome or mitochondrial depletion. These three are common diseases caused by the faulty mitochondria. So again, I am explaining you the process. Mother's mitochondria pass to the offspring. Paternal mitochondria typically destroyed after fertilization. Mitochondrial replacement will be done through donor mitochondria, which will replace the mother's mitochondria, and the modified embryo will be placed into the uterus. Now, what is the benefit of mitochondrial replacement? There will be several diseases, like which we have seen in the previous slides. It can be cured, and also allows healthy children for effective mothers. Genetic inheritance can be improved. Also, it is a kind of medical innovation, so it is pioneering treatment with ethical consideration. Now, the future of mitochondrial replacement will depend on the ongoing research, as well as the regulatory oversight that is there in different countries, global accessibility or cooperation between different countries. Also, we will need to have improved techniques as well as safety. Um, so many ethical considerations are there, and legal practices which should be ensured, and also the availability should be expanded to least developing countries as well. So this was the video. I hope this will help you. Take care. Best wishes. Hi friends. In this video we will discuss about nanotechnology. So what is nanotechnology? Imagine something which is 1 billionth of 1 meter. Now, can you imagine that? What will be the size of that particle? Now, physicists across the world, what was happening is um, there was a Newtonian mechanics. Isaac Newton studied about the laws of motion and about physics uh, for things which were visible from our naked eyes. So for them, all these properties were working. However, out of curiosity, there were so many things which were happening in the labs of United States of America, in England. There was birth of scientists like Albert Einstein, who started working on theory of relativity. Uh, then things came like theory of singularity. But there were people like there were scientists like Heisenberg, who started visualizing extremely small particles. And when they started visualizing extremely small particles, they found that their properties are different. They are behaving in a different manner. They are not following Newtonian mechanics. And then there is a birth. Then the birth of quantum mechanics takes place, and everything which you are seeing, uh, right from the semiconductor to the atom bomb, it is all about quantum mechanics. You would have watched the movie Oppenheimer. So he was also sort of applying quantum mechanics, and there were many other scientists like Taylor. So Taylor was the one who worked for the nuclear fusion. For everything which is extremely tiny, we will follow quantum mechanics. So, nanotechnology is exploiting those advantages that a particle showcase when they are extremely tiny. And we will read about all of this in the coming slides. Now, we will first understand quantum behavior. So, at the nanoscale, the rules of classical physics, which was given by Sir Isaac Newton, no longer apply, and quantum mechanics govern the behavior of material. We will understand another concept that as objects shrink, their surface area becomes proportionately larger. जैसे ही object will become smaller and smaller, their surface area will become in proportion higher. When their surface area will become bigger in proportion to the size, it will dramatically affect the properties like reactivity of that material, conductivity of that material. That is why they are more reactive, they have more conductivity. Okay. Also, nanoparticles can interact with light, and that too in novel ways, not like the bigger materials which we can see from eyes, leading to color changes, fluorescence, and enhanced light absorption. They can absorb light more than the microparticles, macroparticles, nanoparticles have more ability to absorb light. Now, what are its application? The one of the foremost application of nanotechnology is in medicine. Why? Because with the use of nanotechnology, we can utilize the uh, unique properties, and it will help us in better diagnostic, in better targeted drug delivery, or even in tissue regeneration. So what it can revolutionize the whole disease treatment and health industry, because it can enhance the way we cure diseases, the way we detect diseases, and all of the things like genetic disorders or cell related diseases like cancer. Everything can be treated in a better manner with the use of nanotechnology. And if you see across the world, the front runners in science and technology, whether it is Germany, whether it is Japan, whether it is China, whether it is United States of America, whether it is United Kingdom of Great Britain, Singapore, all of them are working heavily in nanotechnology. The semiconductor IC chips are also the result of this technology. And that is why science can change the universe in a blink of eye. Think the world before the invention of electricity. Think the world. Think the world before the invention of telegraph. Think the world before the invention of computers. Think the world before one guy from United States of America, Bill Gates, started branding softwares. He was the one who started betting on softwares when everyone was working on hardwares, and his vision changed the entire world. Or think about the person behind semiconductor chips, IC chips. What could have been stored in 10 big rooms now can be stored in few inches. So the science can change the entire world in a blink of eye. And any country who is not keeping a tab on science will will automatically get underdeveloped. So to develop, any country needs scientists, scientific innovators more than any other field, more than any other field, whether it is civil services or anything. Science can change even the civil services. So science is of utmost importance. Now, in energy also, nanotechnology can revolutionize. It can make solar cells more efficient. Why? Because it can improve the light harvesting capabilities of solar cell. It can absorb more light. So solar cells will become more efficient. It can make your batteries better. It can enhance the storage capacity. And now when we are talking about EVs, electric vehicles, nanotechnology can play a big role in it. We can revolutionize catalytic fuels. Okay. Also in electronics, there is a huge application of nanotechnology. Whether we talk about creating smaller and more powerful electronic components such as transistor, microprocessors, we were dealing in diodes and triodes before these semiconductor chips came. And now if you talk about semiconductors, uh, there is monopoly of China, and also Taiwan is advancing in it. However, India is faring extremely behind, and when everything is dependent on semiconductors, it can really hurt our sovereignty. And that is why the current government has started taking steps. Tata has started taking steps, because if we will not take step now, everything will be governed by the ICT in the time to come. These things will expand. In science, there is no looking back. Can you go now and live without electricity? In science, everything advances. We do not go behind. There is no backtracking in science and technology. Okay, and all of these things, like we should live in a sustainable manner, so we should live in a rock. No, to make environment also better, the answer lies in science, not anywhere else. The world can be made better also with the use of science, and can be destroyed also with the use of science. So it's up to the person who is utilizing it. It can enhance speed. Now you can see, now the things are moving at a very fast rate, the processing, the transmission. If you see the supercomputers, now they are working on quantum technology. In a conventional computers, things can be either 0 or 1, but in quantum there is superimposition. Things can be simultaneously 1 and also 0. Now this property can drastically change the computing. Now what is done by thousands of computer through servers can be done by a single supercomputer. They can work in the capacity of pentaflops. And that is why supercomputer is important, because everything you are doing is getting stored in the servers. And if you have supercomputers, your servers will be efficient. You can store gigabytes, terabyte, uh, high amount of and high quality of data. And data is the new oil. So everything is going to the technology. One cannot become a developed nation with the use of agriculture, with the use of government services. One has to invest in technology, one has to invest in research and development, and India has to invest in R&D as soon as possible. Private sector has to also come, otherwise country will face more issues in the future. It can make electronics energy efficient. It can have things like novel displays because it enhances brightness and contrast and color accuracy. Everything gets enhanced. What are the properties? Again, I am telling you giving a recap that they enhances strength, flexibility is more, conductivity is more, whether it is thermal or electrical, and nanoparticles can also act as powerful catalyst, and it can accelerate chemical reactions. So if anything which we are making, say for example we are making polymers, okay, so in or making fertilizers or making paints or making anything, pesticides, in that we need catalyst. Now who can improve that? Nanotechnology. What can improve that? Nanotechnology. So this is the power of nanotechnology, this is the power of science, and this is the power of physics. Okay, and that is why there is a lot of research going on. Still the theories of Albert Einstein, people are working on it, and lots of scientists of India, who are born of India, NRIs, or became the US citizens, are working in the United States of America on cutting edge technology, on artificial intelligence, on nanotechnology. So all these things are happening. So it's time that we recognize that in the new era, science is new religion. Take care. Best wishes. Hopefully it will help you, and be positive, everyone. So in this lecture we will talk about quantum technology. So what is quantum technology in a layman language? I can say that it is all about using the strange as well as fascinating rules of quantum mechanics to do amazing things. Okay, so what is it? It is, imagine if things could be in two places at once, or if two objects could be connected in a way that they instantly affect each other, no matter how far apart they are. That's the weird world of quantum mechanics. Okay, you can imagine that if one thing could be in two places. Okay, so just imagine that you are in Delhi, and also one of your part is in, say for example, Jaipur. Now, this is what quantum technology talks about: superimposition. Okay, so this is the base of all the quantum technology. It harnesses these strange properties to create powerful tools and devices that could change the way we live and work in the future. We have talked about that when we talk about extremely tiny particles, the Newtonian or classical physics laws do not work, and for microparticles, we have to follow quantum mechanics. Now, what is quantum computing? So, quantum computing uses quantum bits or qubits, which can exist in multiple states at once. All of the quantum mechanics, fascinating sciences about existing in multiple state at once. Okay, this allows quantum computers to solve complex problems much faster than traditional computers. Like traditional computer works on 1 or 0. Things can be either 1 or 0. However, in quantum computing, things can be simultaneously 1 and 0. Now it enhances the computational ability a lot. Okay, now what are the applications of quantum computing? It could revolutionize fields like cryptography, drug discovery, weather forecasting, all of the things which needs computation, all of the things which needs to deal with massive data. Now, quantum communication. So uh, first we have to understand a concept called quantum entanglement. Now, quantum mechanics allows for super secure communication using a phenomena called quantum entanglement. Now, if you change one particle, another connected particle instantly changes, no matter how far apart they are. This is called as quantum entanglement. Okay, and due to the unhackable networks that quantum communication provide, it helps to provide secure messages, ensuring that sensitive information remains protected. There is another application of quantum technology, that is quantum sensing. So, quantum sensing is utilized to detect incredibly small changes in the environment, making them useful for things like detecting tiny magnetic fields or even gravitational waves. Okay, and this technology could improve medical imaging, earthquake detection, navigation system. Okay, quantum cryptography is another application. So, quantum cryptography uses the principle of quantum mechanics to ensure that any attempt to uh, eavesdrop on encrypted messages would disrupt the communication. Okay, so this makes possible for hackers to intercept sensitive information, providing a new level of security for digital communication. Okay, so it makes impossible for hackers, not possible, it makes impossible for hackers. So cryptography makes the storage etc even more secure, and this is another great application of quantum technology. So it can revolutionize cryptography, it can prevent eavesdropping, it is the future of secure communication. So all of these makes it extremely useful technology. Okay, and there are some current innovations which are going on around the world, and in the long term it can solve complex problems in science, medicine and technology. So I hope this lecture was helpful for you. Take care, best wishes. Hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss about different missile system, and then we will see the different missiles of India, including Agni 5, Divyastra, everything we will see. We will discuss about what is ballistic missile, we will discuss about what is cruise missile, what is the difference between both, then what was integrated development program and how many missiles were made by India, what are the different types of cruise missile that India has, what is Agni series, what are the features of Agni missiles. So all of these we will try to cover in this lecture, and it is important because it was in news throughout the year. Now, what is ballistic missile? Ballistic missiles are propelled briefly after launch, while cruise missiles are self-propelled. They have self-propulsion mechanism. Ballistic missiles have longer ranges, but precision is low, whereas cruise missiles have shorter ranges but higher precision. So, if you see BrahMos missile, it is a cruise missile because the range is 290 kilometers, which is shorter range, but it can achieve the target at high precision. Now, what are the characteristic of ballistic missiles? First is they are long range and can range from 300 kilometer to 12,000 kilometers. Okay. Second is heavy payloads. They have heavy payload capacity and can carry multiple warheads. Third is the precision is low because they are unguided for most of their trajectory, resulting into low precision. Fourth, they can carry nuclear weapons. They were developed primarily to carry nuclear warheads like Agni missiles. Now we will see about cruise missile. So they are self-propelled like a jet engine. Okay, and the precision is extremely high. They typically carry a single conventional warhead. Payload capacity is low. Okay, and they are guided through the entire flight path. That is why they have high precision. They are short range missile, typically below 500 kilometer due to constant propulsion is needed. Now, there was a program which was started by India, which is extremely important and contains extremely important missiles. So that program was named as Integrated Guided Missile Program, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was involved in this. Now, the conception was given by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in 1983 for self-sufficiency in missile, and that is why he was named Missile Man of India. So, how it was developed? A consortium of DRDO, industries, and academia to build components. The program completed successfully in March 2012 after 29 years. Okay. What were the missiles developed under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program? The first was Prithvi. It was a short range. It is a short range ballistic missile. Okay. Second is Agni, intermediate range ballistic missile. Okay. Now we have also becoming long range through Agni 5. Then Akash, which is medium range surface to air missile. Okay. Surface to air missile. And Nag, which is a third generation anti tank missile. Now we will see Agni missile family. So Agni 1 is having a range of 700 to 900 kilometer and can take payload up to 1000 kg. Agni 2 has more range, 2000 to 3000 kilometer, and can take almost same payload. Agni 3 has 3500 to 5000 kilometers and can carry more payloads, 2000 to 2500 kg. Agni 4 has a range of 3000 to 4000 kilometer and can take lesser payload compared to Agni 3. India also tested anti-satellite weapon test, and ASAT missile can destroy satellites at 1200 kilometer altitude because space is becoming increasingly weaponized. To secure our sovereignty, it was much needed. So the successful test was completed in March 2019, okay, against live satellite at 283 kilometers. The significance is that it has enhanced India's strategic capability to neutralize enemy satellites. Now we will see about Agni 5 missile. It is a long range missile. The range of Agni 5 is over 5000 kilometer, aimed at deterring China, and it has MIRV technology, which means it is equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. Okay, and this can be one of the statement in question. Okay, so note it down. It is nuclear capable. It can carry nuclear warheads as part of India's nuclear deterrence. Now, the thing which you need to know is that ballistic missile takes a route of projectile motion. If you have studied physics, if you haven't studied physics, just remember that it takes a parabolic path, and it takes parabolic path. That is why it can reach more distance, and a ballistic missile also takes a higher loop. Okay, it is not uh, getting uh, propelled through jet engine. Okay, the mechanism is entirely different. I can go into depth, but as prelims is coming, you don't have that much of time. Just have this brief idea and you will be able to solve the questions. Take care, best wishes.